Hello, everyone. Scott Zambelli here with Team Titans of Real Estate, based out of Realty Executives' hometown in Shelby Township, Michigan. But we do far more than just Shelby Township. We handle all of Macomb County, pretty much anywhere in Michigan we can do. But where we really specialize is Macomb County, Eastern Oakland County, some of St. Clair County, and then a little bit of Northern Wayne County over there. So we cover it all. My name is Scott Zambelli. My number, 586-549-6096. And then my partner, Jill Webler. She's at 586-277-2145. So I just want to give you a quick market update. I'm going to keep this short, but things have been moving along. Everyone knows it's a crazy market out there. And a lot of people keep asking, is the bubble going to burst? Is everything leveling out? What's the demand doing? If I sell now, will I still make good money? Those are the questions we're constantly asked. And I got to tell you, it still is pretty booming out there. So we're middle of the month here, August, and right about now is when the numbers for the previous month gets published. So I wanted to pull this up real quick just to show you where we're at, because I think it's very interesting. Because we've had more supply hit the market over the last few months with some, traditionally summers when we get more supply. And I was curious to see if prices would level off. Well, what you see here is this is the median prices, very similar to average price, of homes. This is Macomb County during the last year. So what you see here is, according to this, in the past 12 months, it's gone up 15.8%. Even from last month from June to July, it went up from just under 218,000 to 220,000. So prices keep going up all the way back to January of 2020. So actually, this is more like a year and a half, I should say. So it goes back to January 2020. $185,000 was the average home in Macomb County that was selling. Take us all the way through to now, we're up to 220,000. So that's 15.8% increase over the last year alone. We actually had a client who experienced this. They purchased a house from us back in February of 2020 when the average price was $185,000, and they closed last month in July. And they had an increase of 15%. So even though they were there, some unforeseen circumstances came up that forced them to sell, and that gave them, they had to sell. Usually when you sell a house that quickly, you lose money because you have all the costs of your closing fees and title work and taxes to the government, and all of those different fees all come together. And for making a profit after just a few months, just over a year, and they actually walked away with a profit from what they paid to buy the house, plus all the costs of selling the house. So they made out really well, even though some unforeseen circumstances caused them to move. So I just wanted to show you this, guys. If you're wondering what your house is worth, give us a call. We're here for you. Our numbers are 586-549-6096 is my number, or Jill Webler is 586-277-2145. And the consultation is free. We do a thorough analysis of your home, of what's going on in the area around you, and customize it to your specifics of your home. You can there's online sites you can go to get some popular websites people typically will quote for what they think their house is worth. What you got to remember is those are formulas, just generic formulas being used. They grab a radius around your house and just average out the prices of everything. And the problem with that is it doesn't take into account the very unique specifics and characteristics of your home. Is your home updated with granite counters and recessed lighting and nice new floors and brand new roof? Or does your home have everything outdated And the reason why you want to sell is because you don't want to do those updates. You don't want to put a new roof on the house. You don't want to do new furnace. Those different things can cause a drastic difference in price for very similar houses. Then on top of that, you have, depending where you live, you might be in a $500,000 neighborhood, but have a neighboring subdivision with new construction homes that are all like within the last 5 years that are $1 million homes. Well, when it does the average of everything, it's going to artificially inflate the value. Or in reverse, you could have a very nice neighborhood, very high-end neighborhood, but have a lower priced neighborhood next door. Those lower prices will bring down your averages. So that's why you want to customize tailored market analysis of your house. So you give us a call, 586-549-6096 for me, or Jill Webler, 586-277-2145. We will first consult with you over the phone, get the specifics of your house, so we can get a general idea of what your house is worth. But then we'll come over and do a walkthrough. We'll tell you how your house shows from the eyes of a buyer. We know what buyers are looking for. We show houses all the time, and we hear the comments people make as they go through houses. We will share that insight with you as we look at your house objectively. If you have old wallpaper, it might be very nice wallpaper, but the majority of buyers want to tear it down and repaint. And so those are the kind of things we'll tell you. What things, you might have a very nice, well-maintained kitchen, but if it doesn't have certain features, the average buyer is going to want to update it, tear out some stuff and do things. And for them, that's a cost. So we'll share all that with you. The things that are easy to fix, we'll point those out too. One tip, if you're watching right now, go in your bathroom right now, look at your vent up in the ceiling. So many times when we live in a house, we can become blind to what we see around us. And then somebody new walking in your house, they might look up and be like, whoa, that vent is really got a lot of dust in there and needs to be cleaned. So those small things matter. Little cobwebs here and there, we'll point those out if we see them. If it's an easy fix, we'll tell you what to do. Anyways, the consultation is free. There's no cost to you. And, you might be surprised how much your house is worth, because prices are still going up, as you can see from this chart, 15.8%. I'll just quickly, let's look over the last 3 years. Nope, that's going from 165 to here. So what's this time frame here? 165 to 220 over 3 years. If you look at the max over the life of the market, here you see the market even when we had our dip. This goes all the way back to January of 2003. Average prices were 155. They got up to 167.9 in 2005. Then the market started dipping in 2005 there, and then it started dipping more. Then around 2008, it plummeted. You can see it plummet. We got all the way down to $75,000, $74,900. Here we go. So the low point was June 2011, $74,900. If you bought a house in 2011, your value has almost tripled in the last 10 years. $74,900 all the way up to $220 now. So you can see we've definitely, let's see, we go from where the last point right here, November 2005 was where we started declining after that. $167,900. November 2005. We didn't recover. The break-even point came in here, May 2018. So if you bought a house at the peak here, it took 13 years for you just to get back to break even. But then from there to now, look how much it's gone up. So that's a good thing to show too, because people are thinking prices are out of control. But one way to look at this is, had this dip never happened and inflation just kept going up as it normally would, if you follow that we are roughly right now where that line would have continued on to. if you draw the straight line from this point here. So really what you could say is this surge could also be a correction. Now time will tell as we go farther what this curve does. Does it keep going up? Does it level out? Does it drop? We don't know. Nobody knows. But some people are wanting to play the market by they need to make decisions now. I'm telling you, everything I'm reading, the opinions are all over the place. Some people think it's going to plummet and correct downward. Some people think where we're supposed to be. You look at other industries, inflation is up across the board. I'm reading 10 to 15% on all kinds of items for inflation. Well, we're at 15% here that we're showing here. So we're right in line with everything else that's going on. So I guess the question you have to ask yourself, because no one has a crystal ball. We all have opinions, but we don't know for sure. What you have to ask yourself is, our country as a whole, the US dollar, inflation, the price of food, the price of gas, is this a new normal? Do you think prices will continue to be the way they are? If you do, there's no reason to think prices in housing is going to drop either. If you think everything across the board is going to stay at the current levels, then there's no reason to think housing won't either, because we're right in line with the percentage of inflation there. If you think this is temporary and we're going to actually kind of go through a deflation stage where prices drop again across the board, then you may think that for housing. Or if you think we're just starting and we're going to skyrocket on prices, well, there's no reason to think it won't do the same here. So my point is this: give us a call. We will tell you what your house is worth based upon today's market. With that information, you'll be armed to make decisions that are best for your family based upon today's information. So give us a call. Last time, 586-549-6096 for me, or Jill Webler at 586-277-2145. Everyone have a blessed day, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. Take care.